times, or you just somehow submitted 2 cards?
Somehow submitted 2 cards.
Thank you very much. Okay. Please go right ahead.
Okay. My name is Lisa Emke. My husband, myself, and 3 children have all attended Glendora schools. When I was asked to read this letter, written by an amazing group of teachers, there was no way I could decline. Dear members of the board, what has been happening in our school district has become a concern to many of our Sandburg and Goddard staff, and we have been advised to come together to express our profound concerns to you. We are requesting that you, our representatives, listen and respond to these concerns. Late in the spring, we anticipated with excitement the arrival of our new superintendent and welcomed her with open arms. We were excited about the future of our district and the possibility of making it even more stellar than it already was. However, since taking her position, Dr. De Leon's contributions to our district have resulted in some very detrimental consequences. Over the past few months, it has become evident that the superintendent is creating an unhealthy work environment at GUSD. The leadership and conduct of Dr. De Leon is our most significant concern. Below is a list of our major concerns. Dr. De Leon has presented information in board meetings with staff and that has been either misleading and or lacks truth. This creates dishonesty and lack of transparency. Communication has been insufficient, confusing, and scattered. Different information is given to families and staff and the community, which causes confusion and frustration. For example, it was communicated that the teachers had rigorous and extensive training in Canvas all summer, which was false. Parents were given a false sense of confidence and security in our knowledge of the platform. We did, however, rise to the occasion, but not without consequence in our health and emotional well-being. The fact is, we were offered to independently train ourselves during our vacation time only a couple of weeks before school started. We only had 3 professional development days prior to school opening to prepare digital lessons, plan, and train. Only 1 day, 3 hours, was training specifically for Canvas. The decision to make such a significant change to our learning platform in a time of crisis is more than questionable. Specifically, some special education teachers learned about phase 1 return during the board meeting when it was announced by Dr. De Leon. There was no prior communication about a definite return date. Some teachers learned about the return from the bus company when they were called to set up the schedule for students to be picked up. It was communicated to parents at a board meeting by Dr. De Leon that assessments had begun with some of the students who had special needs. This information was false. Special education teachers were not even close to beginning assessments, and they are still waiting answers to concerns they had months ago. The remainder of the letter will be read by Colleen.
As presented at the last board meeting, Dr. De Leon is involved in a pending and very active lawsuit for some questionable behavior and decisions. We have no idea if you, the board, knew of her background or if this information was withheld during the recruitment process. This information was requested, but we still have not heard an answer. We are still waiting. These accusations and behaviors are significant, as this information only solidified a distinct pattern of behavior, which is becoming evident by the treatment of many of our own staff members. For examples, teachers and staff have been spoken up about concerns, asked clarifying questions, or offered alternate solutions, have been singled out, indirectly warned, and threatened, both verbally and in writing. This has been done not only by Dr. De Leon, but by some board members sitting in front of us today. The intimidation is causing teachers to work in fear, and they have become afraid to advocate for their students and themselves. That is why myself, Colleen Johnston, and Lisa Emke are speaking on their behalf tonight. The morale among staff members have never been lower. The burnout is real, as the amount of work they are putting in is only resulting in negative treatment from our leadership. We have lost valuable district administrators and staff to other school districts in the span of 30 days due to the unhealthy work environment. We are sure that we will lose more amazing GUSD staff members if this continues. As employees of this district, we are committed to our students, families, and community. As elected officials by members of this community, it is your role and responsibility to uphold the values, beliefs, and priorities of our community. We need a superintendent and all school board members to be professional, respectful, honest, trustworthy, and create an environment that promotes positive growth. It is your duty and responsibility to establish an effective environment, to provide support, and to ensure accountability. We expect you to abide by the oath you took and provide the community the leadership you were elected for. Of the staff that responded to a survey, 100% of respondents at Goddard and 87% at Sandburg voiced their agreement with this letter. It's my pleasure to speak on their behalf tonight.